this morning. I'm going to walk you through taking a 5.56 223 mag on alternate so that we can use it as a 30 round 350 Legend magazine. So I've got two of these, both of them are brand new Magpul polymer magazines. So one of them I've already made the modification to, and I'll kind of show you the difference between modified one and non-modified. Just pay attention which on the spring goes. It should be pretty obvious, but you just have to push this little detent down. Spring comes out. And then what you have in here is a magazine that has ribs right here and right here. And with the 5.56 and 223, it's no problem because that shell is tapered down. The 350 Legend, however, is obviously straight wall. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of this lip and this lip all the way through. So when we're done, it will look like that. So you're going to see that rib is gone in this one on both the top and bottom. We don't want to touch this one in the front though, however. So I'm going to walk you through the process of that. You can do this using simply files, and I'll show you a little bit of that, but unfortunately I have some different tools I'm going to use that are much quicker. I will warn you with a file on this one. As I came through, I just clipped this, but it didn't take much. 1 or 2 passes and it really chewed into this piece right here. So be real careful with that if you are going to use a file. Also note that most files, while they're rough here, they're also rough on the sides here. So as you're filing in there, sticking your file through, that can cut on this inside wall as well. So you got to be really careful with that you don't do too much damage, because this plastic can get easily removed. However, to get that rib out all the way with a file, it's going to take you some time. It's probably going to take 20 to 30 minutes per side here to get it just really nice. So again, I'll show a little bit of the filing, but I'm going to be using, I know most people don't have access to this, but I have some really long burrs with my die grinder. I've got an old Dotco from when I used to work in the tool and die industry, so I've got a high-end grinder. I use this burr and this long cartridge roll here. Basically a chunk of sandpaper all rounded, rolled over itself and glued to smooth that whole thing out. Really takes this into about a 5-minute process versus an hour or so. So I'll show you that. What we're going to do, we're going to clamp these down, and I'll show you that process. So this is the way I'm going to do it. I've just got a nice piece of wood here, and we're going to essentially just, I've already put a couple screws in. Basically we're going to put screws that kind of anchor it everywhere. You don't really want to clamp down on these in a vise or anything, as they're polymer. You can break these things real easy putting too much pressure on them. So basically we're just putting screws at the sides and ends of this to keep it from moving anywhere. Now that thing really isn't moving. I can pick the entire thing up, but the heads of the screws are kind of pushing down a little bit, but I really kind of left them a little loose. Again, I'm using a light at the end, a little Harbor Freight light, just putting that down at the end so that I can watch as I'm doing my filing and grinding, making sure I'm getting a nice even cut on that whole thing. thing's done. Just like that, we've got a 350 Legend 30 round mag.